Alrighty, we got the Moisty Meyer Mullets, Captain Nick Brown here. Nick, so it seems like you had a pretty interesting day overall. You had a solid run in the tournament. You ended up losing, and you know what? You just hate to see that. So I just want to ask you real quick.
So how do you feel about striking out 6 times in one game?
Doorknob. We have a doorknob. Hold on. I want to wait till this gets solved.
Sadie.
All right.
You notice there's a lot of gas being put out here, and
No!
someone just got pissed.
No!
So,
NSFW.
it kind of
addressed.
it makes sense that there's so much disgusting going around because that game was in itself disgusting. I mean, I do want to address that game was what 7 innings long, 6-7 innings long.
Yeah, so you struck
About-
out basically every
Yeah, so I basically struck at every inning. It's probably the worst game I've ever had in my entire life. But
Probably the worst game in WBL history.
Yeah, I think it's the worst game in WBL history. But there's nothing you can really do but put it in the past, move on, and I got 2 points out of it today. Got a nice run after it. I'm happy with the way the day ended at least. So that's,
You earned yourself 2 sombreros. How do you feel?
I feel honored. I'm gonna wear them both, proud and happily, with my 2 points.
Hey, I got a question. You wearing 2 sombreros, is that imposing on someone's culture? Can you just address that?
It was not intended to offend. If it offends any culture, I will not do it and apologize absolutely. But as long as it's not offending anybody, I don't see why I can't do it.
All right, thank you.
Nick, I just want to address. So you had only 1 home run in the majority of the tournament, and then for the last 3 games, you had 5 home runs. I want to just talk about what happened. What was the switch that went off for you?
I think I just started seeing the ball better. I wasn't seeing the ball well at all with Alec on the mound. I was pulling my head out of the park. I think I was still doing it towards the end even too. But I think there just got to a point where maybe Alec's focus might have even let up a little bit and helped me out.
Somebody got on the mound, the home run started going.
Do you want me to address that?
You're good.
Because I did hit a home run off him today.
We both.
Allah Akbar!
Okay.
I gotta say, about all the things, I was not expecting that.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna address that. So Jonathan just threw his shoe at the commissioner during a press conference, so that's gonna be an impromptu investigation.
Yelled Allah Akbar.
Yep, and he yelled at something I will not repeat on camera. Hopefully everyone ignored that. Probably not. It's pretty obvious. But talking more about the home runs, I mean, I think I struggled in the beginning, but at the end, I picked it up.
And just one follow-up.
Yeah.
So in that 7th inning game, the extremely long game that we had today, you were part of the final play, which you were trying to throw Ryan out at third base to Zach, and you airmailed it. Can you explain what was going on there?
So it's a classic case of I was in the stretch position, and I noticed the steal was coming, and Zach called for the ball, and I didn't really set myself. I just kind of chucked it without being squared to my throw, and the ball just got out of my hands and went crazy, and I unfortunately lost the game for you. So.
Will that make you reconsider ever trying to pick off someone ever again?
No, I mean, I usually don't do it anyways in the first place, but I don't think it's going to stop me from, doing it at any different rate than I normally do.
How do you feel about blowing that game?
It sucks. I mean, but I think I got what was coming to me in the end. I blew Dan's game for me, and he kind of blew his for mine, so I think it just worked out evenly in the end.
Just going off that, what do you say to the people who say you can't close? First Brianna, then Claire. Now you come in second today, a little choke job. So what did you say to that?
When it comes to that, I'm not too worried. I think second place is people give a lot of flack to second place.
So for the record, you're fine with friend zone.
I mean,
AKA second place.
It's not, it's not the greatest situation, but I mean, there's nothing you can do. You got to move on. You can't live in the past. I'm not Lil Mike. I'm not holding grudges. I'm moving on. I'm trying to live my best life, and I'm trying to get as many points as possible because second place gets 2 points. And that's 4 points that Ryan and Alec have.
Jonathan?
Hey, Nick, Jonathan from Top Guys again tonight.
Oh, great to see you, bud. How are you doing?
Were you the one who threw the shoe?
We'll cut that part. I got insider information telling me that you're starting documentary filming on a potential league incident. Can you just explain that so much? If you're it's
Right.
okay.
Yes.
If you can explain.
So get the camera on me. I need this. All right. So
It's already on you, fuck.
no, he was
Zoom
actually
in,
looking
zoom
over there.
Can you
Okay, please zoom in far enough.
Get all the
That's
pimples.
okay. That's okay.
zoom.
So last year there was a tournament in Marshfield, properly turned to Marsh Vegas, where Dan Roach, new rookie league member, lives, and we had the tournament there. I was not in attendance. I was the only one not in attendance, and at this tournament, Lil Mike hit his infamous one career home run off
bullshit.
off Ryan over here. Can you? Please
It was a nuke.
So
It never happened. What
Bring
are
it
we
back,
talking
bring it back,
about?
bring it back. So, because I have never seen it myself, I have decided that it's only fair to get to the bottom of whether this home run was actually a home run or not. We have a lot of people who have different opinions.
Never fucking happened.
Zach thinks it was a nuke.
I was in left field at the time.
What do you say?
Well, don't say anything, sir. Save it for
Please,
the
No,
please
can we
save
hear
it
your
for the
opinion before?
documentary.
Save it for the documentary, sir.
I'll just say my two
Can you-
piece
can you hint at it?
real quick.
Yep.
I believe that ball was a piss missile.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
So there, as you can see, there are a lot of conflicting opinions about whether this home run was actually a home run, and I'm determined to get to the bottom of it. And alongside fellow league member Jonathan Sullivan from Top Guy Sports, we will conduct interviews and we will check out the field ourselves because I've never been there before. And we will take a look at all the different angles and all the different possibilities, and we will get to the bottom of whether this home run was actually a home run or not.
Okay.
Do we have any other questions?
Do you have any questions?
I got a question.
Oh.
You got a question?
So, somehow, you have by far the lowest ERA in the league, and you're just pitching really well this season. And before this year, you've always sucked. So, can you just speak to what's going on this year?
Yeah, so I think a good bunch of it is, somebody brought it up to me earlier this season. I think it was actually you. You mentioned that I'm pitching slower this year, so I'm having more control where my pitches go. I mean, I'm only a two-pitch guy. I mean, most of the people in this league are really only two-pitch people. So I think accuracy is like the most important thing as a pitcher. And I guess so far this year, I'm just hitting my spots. I'm mixing up my pitches. Where in the past, my walk numbers have been skyrocketing high because I used to throw a different type of slider that would go like 80 feet right to left. So I think control has been the most important difference in my game. And I came into this season ready to show that I'm not a one-dimensional player. And, I'm tied for the league in home runs. I'm first place in ERA. I'm second place in point total. So I'm gunning for the MVP award. I'm trying to show my value in this league.
Over here.
In prior seasons, you've come out to flaming hot starts, tied for home run totals and whatnot, only to completely shit your pants like diarrhea down the legs for the entire rest of the season.
It's a great metaphor, yeah.
Yes. What makes this season any different?
Well, I think a good difference in this season versus past is the idea of distractions. I know Jonathan brought this up earlier in the season. There are no more distractions anymore for me. There's no baseball I have to focus on. My main focus is the WBL and this league and every tournament we play. My mind is fully focused on this, on my performance in this league. So there's nothing else to worry about. So I think that's gonna.
But if you were so focused, how do you strike out 6 times in one game?
Just because I'm focused doesn't mean there can't be a mishap in focus. Nobody's perfect. I can't
But
be
you
focused
struck
all
out
the time.
6 times in one game.
Yeah, and
How do you let that up? How do you let that happen if you're so dialed in?
Well, I wasn't dialed in. I wasn't
you just
dialed
said
in.
you're
then.
dialed in.
No,
The
not-
WBL is your focus.
It is my focus, but
so
I'm
how
not
do you let
perfect
that happen?
because I'm not perfect.
It's inexcusable, man. It's inexcusable.
I just want to take this time to
Careless.
remind you that I have the same amount of home runs as you, and I'm in second place with 5 points, and you have barely gotten a point.
I'd like to follow up.
Can you address
Sir?
the fact that you are hitting so well yet you can't finish?
Excuse me?
You're hitting so well,
Yes.
but you have nothing to show for it besides.
No, I
Hitting
have,
stats.
Yeah, I have hitting stats.
But you don't have any points.
That's okay.
Can you address the fact that you are out of the Tennessee Classic right now?
Save it.
I'd like to address that. Actually.
Can we address that farting at the
That
report?
was you,
Very
you
rude.
fucking idiot. Allah. That was Allah.
All right, do we have any other questions?
I had a follow up.
Yeah.
Do you think your 6 strikeout game today was any result of the fact that you're trying to quote unquote not hit for power and hit for contact this
Yeah, I
season?
think I might. At that point, I think throughout the first 3 quarters of the day, I think I was in my own head, and I kept telling myself, "Yo, I'm not hitting for power. I'm hitting for contact." When in reality, I was just swinging as quick as possible. I don't think I was truly hitting for contact, and I think I was just all in my head. As
Okay.
I'm a head case, so
Yeah.
Right.
Can I follow up on that? Really
Oh, yeah.
quick?
Yes, of course, of course.
Through the course of the day, you lost over 100 points in batting average. But you say you're trying to be a contact hitter this year. What's going on there?
Yeah, I knew from the beginning with this hot start that it wasn't going to last. So I didn't think I was going to fall off this hard. I mean, I think I had 34 outs. I think I was 14 for 44 or something like that
But
today.
you do this every season.
I do, but the difference at this is I think I am primed to bounce back, whereas instead of in the past seasons, I would just start with this beginning collapse and then continue to keep collapsing. I think this year I can change that and I can bounce back from this.
One more quick follow-up.
And I think it showed before you get. I think it showed.
No, you're good.
My performance today, when I went for 3 or 4 home runs, I think it showed that I do have the ability to bounce back, even after striking it 6 times in a game, as horrible as that is.
So as you said, you only had 14 hits on the day,
Mhm.
and 6 of them are home runs.
Yep.
Is it fair to call you the new Willie Momo?
I think based off today's performance, that is a very fair comparison. I mean, there's nothing else. I mean, I can't argue that. The stats don't lie. Can we address the reporter who is on his phone and not doing his job?
I was told this would take half an hour. I believe we're about 50 minutes in.
You can get out.
Very well.
All right, do we have any other questions?
I'm good.
Thank you for your time.
You're just absolute trash.
And folks, dab initiated.